Hey, y'all. Welcome back to The Truth Is. I'm your host, Tash, and today's episode is special for many reasons. Not just because of the legend who's joining me, but because this marks the first ever in-person episode of this podcast. No Zoom lags, no Wi-Fi glitches, just real conversation face-to-face. Also, and maybe more importantly, this episode is about everything the show meant to capture. If you've been listening to this podcast, you already know what we're about. If you're new here, welcome in. Let me catch you up real quick. In this podcast, we talk about what it really takes to succeed, not just in your career, but in life. Because let's be honest, what's the point of climbing the ladder if you're miserable at the top? It's about leveling up without losing yourself. It's about success that doesn't come at the cost of your peace. It's about crushing it in your career while also being a happy, grounded human at home. And that's exactly what today's guest embodies on every level. Y'all are certainly in for a treat today. I am so excited. Now, if you're from Houston, you already know what time it is. And if you're not, you're about to be brought up to speed real quick. Joining me today is the one and only boss hog himself, Slim Thug.
Hey, thank you for having me. What an intro. That was amazing.
We didn't do the intro.
Oh, that was an intro? I like that.
This is why I love this guy. If you've never heard of him, then respectfully, it's time to come out from the rock you've been living under. Let me break it down for you real quick. Slim is a Southern rap legend, a businessman, a community leader, and a cultural icon. He came up in Acres Home, Houston, started rapping in his teens, and has been running the game for over 25 years now. You probably first heard him on the 2004 Texas anthem, Still Tippin' on Fofos. You know that one with Mike Jones and Paul Wall that put Houston on the map nationally. But let's not forget, he dropped his debut album, Already Platinum, with Pharrell's Star Trek label, and it hit number 2 on the Billboard charts. He was featured on Beyoncé's Check on It, which hit number 1 on the Hot 100 and earned them an MTV Video Music Award. He's worked with artists like Pharrell, T.I., Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Zero, Bun B, Nipsey Hussle, and the list goes on. And he did all of that while staying independent, owning his masters, and building a business empire on the side. We're talking real estate investor, owner of Boss Life clothing brand, and a man who's turned like a boss into a lifestyle and not just a song title. But I promise we're almost at the end of this intro, y'all. What impresses me most about Slim is that he's kept it solid over the years. Fame didn't change him. It just gave him a louder mic. He's still showing up for his community, still preaching ownership, and still making sure his legacy stretches beyond music. All that to say, today's conversation is about more than accolades or headlines. Today, we're talking about the journey, the grind, and what it takes to build success and stay grounded when the spotlight gets bright. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Slim.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the amazing intro. I feel like I'm loved. So that was real.
You are definitely loved. You feeling good today?
Right. I'm feeling great. Happy to be on The Truth. You know what I'm saying? So congrats on the podcast. This is amazing. So
thank you. Well, I appreciate you for being here and for being my first in-person guest. This is really a moment for my podcast.
It's a moment.
Now, I know listeners are dying to hear about your journey and the insights that you're going to share with us today. So let's get right into it. You ready to do this?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. We'll start here. Did you always know that this was your path? Or did you ever even consider doing something else? Or was rapping always it for you?
Man, actually, I was able to fall in love with music at around 8 years old. Is when I was a fan, initially just listening, right? And then I would say around 10 years old, my brother wrote me a rap, so I would go around and say it to people. So at that early age, I looked at myself as a rapper, I would say. So I guess that's what kind of gave me the direction to want to do it. And another thing that helped me out, I was able to do music in high school. So before I even got out in the real world, I already was getting money, putting out local mixtapes and stuff and learning the business of music, in high school. So it kind of directed me in my path.
Damn, that's amazing. I don't know that what I said I was going to be doing when I was 8 years old or at my eighth grade career day, I'm
Right.
doing today, but that's amazing. Was there a specific moment where you were like, oh, I'm built for this outside of the local hustle? Like this could be something more.
I always had big dreams of what it could be, but more than anything, when I started in the beginning, the blessing I had was I was able to do it on a smaller scale and really see my worth at an early age. Like in high
Sure.
school, I was able to know how many mixtapes I was going to sell. So at that point, I was knowing how much money I was going to be able to make. I seen how real it was. I was like, oh, I can really get some money out of this. With that, it inspired me to want to take it to as big as I can take it. You know what I'm saying? When I seen, okay, I can control this, I can really do this. Let me try to make better raps. Let me try to do a bigger song. Let me think more global. And that's definitely what gave me the direction early.
I love that. I love that. Every successful person that I know, though, tells me that they heard no a million times before they ever heard a yes. Would you say that was true for you too?
Same situation, like with me. But the thing was, I was able to get those no's so early because I went to talent shows at like
Not the talent
ninth
show.
grade. I was in like ninth grade losing talent shows every week, then going to school in the mornings. I tell people all the time, I think to be successful, you got to do your 10,000 hours of work. And I think I started mine early, like at 10 years old, maybe, with walking around saying that rap, not knowing that I'm, sharpening up my skills and working on my craft. But yeah, that was definitely something that was a cheat code for me to be able to do it so early.
Yeah. So for all the parents that are listening in, get your kids to start on that stuff early. Okay.
Right.
Expose them early.
Right.
Because I wish I would have been able to start certain things earlier in my life to
Exactly.
get kind of some data points like, oh, is this going to work out for me? Maybe that's not the thing that I'm strong at. Like, let me redirect.
Right. And that's key. Like I say, that really helped me because by the time I was 18, I was actually starting my career. I never actually got to have a job, filled out an application or none of that because at such a young age, I got the direction of what I wanted. And if you can figure that out at an early age and get started on your 10,000 hours, that's really the cheat code. Like by the time you in high school, you know what you want to do for real. You aiming towards, you already worked on your craft, whatever that is, you put in some hours and days and months of, figuring out how to do it better or even building clientele. That's a big part. Like say if you're a barber, it's not I can just do this and I'm going to just have a line out the door. It's time. I got to keep doing a good job where people refer me to their friends or people see I do a good job and my business grows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that one is big too. I'm just trying to close on an investment real estate deal here. And this lender, right? This mortgage lender, he worked overtime trying to get the deal, right? And then once he got it, we didn't hear from him anyway. Bye-bye. He's gone. And I'm like, well, that's not going to help you keep your clients for the future. Like you have to cultivate relationships. You have to spend time.
I like to compare everything to something, and it's like Chick-fil-A service. We keep going back because we see that line, even if it's long, we know it's going to move fast.
Right.
We go to other places, we don't know what we're going to get. And you know what I'm saying? That's a big part of success is having Chick-fil-A service where people know what they're going to get. Quality, you're going to be consistent with whatever product you bring into the table.
Right.
And that's it. That's really like one of the biggest things to be successful is being able to be consistent with whatever you're doing and continue to grow in whatever you're doing.
That's facts. Man, I love Chick-fil-A.
Right. Exactly.
They really are on top of their stuff.
What you gonna get now? You'll go to Chick-fil-A, you know your sandwich gonna be right. You go
The lady's
somewhere
gonna
else.
greet you with a smile.
Hey, it's positive energy, all that. That's what it takes to be successful. Now you go to Jack in the Box, yo, something might be missing when you get home, you know, and you be like, man, I ain't going back to Jack in the Box. You gonna remember that. But yeah, Chick-fil-A service is what you gotta deliver in whatever it is you do, man. You gotta make sure you stay consistent and people know what they gonna get. A hot, good chicken sandwich, line gonna move fast, quality. Yeah.
This is some good shit from the boss himself here. The Chick-fil-A service is what we should all be
we gotta aim for that.
aiming
Whatever
for.
we do.
Okay, and so when people were giving you the nose or when people weren't believing in you early in your career, you were losing in these talent shows, what kept you motivated? How did you keep yourself going instead of giving up?
Right. I think I get more no's than anybody. And I think even still to this day, because I'm doing a road that's so untraveled by being independent without having that major label, doing the marketing, making those relationships, using their relationships. When you're independent, you always got to deal with different people. And it's always going to be a lot of no's. But I think what really makes it worth it and make you continue to go is when you have an idea and then you actually complete the idea and you see it work and you heard people say, man, that ain't gonna work. The more you can prove people wrong like that, you'll stop asking for their approval. You'll just be like, you know what, I did my ideas like me. I didn't put out so many projects without major labels and had success. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it ain't about if my friend liked this song or not. Because at the end of the day, I've been doing this. It's been working. I've been seeing money off of it. It's what I'm doing is not opinion based to you anymore because it's really working for me, you know. And that's what I tell people one of the most important things to do is complete your ideas, get them out there, see some work, and it gives you the confidence to, believe in whatever you want to believe in. Now I just seen a lot of my ideas work to people that they have so many. Like I always, every day I got 1,000 ideas. People around me like, man, whatever. He always got they don't not even though I've been very successful and saw a lot of my ideas come true. It's still gonna be doubters and it's still gonna be people like he always got ideas. But the thing is when you can create something and come up with an idea and see it through and see it work, that's going to give you confidence to continue to do and try more things. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. Do you think people are afraid to fail, which is why they don't see it through?
See, and that's the number one dream killer is being afraid to fail. But failure is a part of succeeding. You got to fail. You got to take L's. And another thing I like to say is my thought process is seed to a tree. And being independent, it gives me that luxury. And that's the difference between me as an independent artist and a major label artist. See, they so scared to fail because it's all about charts. It's all about accolades. It's all about what the people, being on the radio with that record or whatever. As an independent artist, I can stay true to my art and just do a song that I actually like. And I'm not chasing charts. I'm not like, oh, when I come out, I want to come out on the top.
Right.
I just want to put out a good song. And then hopefully it just grow into whatever, from a seed to a tree. Hopefully it gets to, 50 million views, but I'm not trying to start out up there. And that changes my perspective on a lot of things. So I'm not scared to take a chance. A lot of people put a lot on, oh, it's got to be such a big deal when I do this or whatever, when really you need to go through trial and error and learn from those mistakes. And so you can hands-on see, oh, this ain't good. This will work. This won't work. But that take winning and losing.
Yeah. And people set these big goals, right? Like I'm trying to go viral or I'm trying to get 20 million followers. I'm trying to do this instead of, like you said, what I keep hearing as you're speaking is staying true to who you are.
That's
true and authentic. And that resonates with people more and more today.
Exactly.
I see people want to connect with something that is real, right?
Real, exactly.
It's not this fake news that's all out there today of people that are just putting on to put on or whatever it is. Just be true to you and your people will find you.
Exactly. And people can see what's fake and what's real too. Like you can't really hide it from people, especially over time. If it's not real, eventually it's going to, show up as not real. So you want to do something that's authentic to you and not something you just trying to do to get clout or something for some quick attention. You want to do something you really believe in and stand by it with your name. It's going to last longer. Everything fake is going to come and go. It's going to be quick. But if you do something authentic, it's going to be here forever.
I was just about to say that because the longevity of your career is something not a lot of artists see. You have
Right.
one hit wonders, you have people that come in and then they fade out, you never hear of them again. You've been at this for over 20 years now. You're still putting music out, you still have whatever following on social media, and people are genuinely bought into your journey, your story. And I think it's because, again, they can relate to the authenticity and you can see that, right?
It's real life. It's like
Right.
I'm 44 now, so the music I make ain't gonna sound like when I was 20. I'm not gonna be talking about doing no crazy stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sound like kind of like the conversation we have, like
Right.
boss up, get your life together type music, and that's that gave my fans a chance to grow with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was able to keep a lot of my fans because I wasn't trying to stay stuck on no level. As I was growing up and going through stuff, I was rapping about it. And that's pretty much my whole catalog is kind of like my journal of my life. And wherever I was at that time is what I was making music about. And that's the thing that keeps me able to keep doing it because, a lot of people going through the same thing I'm going through, growing as I grow, getting older as I get older,
Right.
And want to hear about what I'm talking about because we don't want to hear the young stuff that we can't relate to no more. So
No, thank you. Glock and my Rari, like that gotta go. Like I can't listen to these songs, man.
it's not believable, like for me to be on the radio talking crazy like that. So yeah, it's very important to be original. I mean, not just try to be different to be different, but just be yourself. And the thing is, a lot of people run from being authentic because they want to look like it's more glamorous. But really, more people can relate to whatever's real more than they can relate to, oh, I got all this, so I got all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a plus.
Totally. It's one of the reasons I started this podcast, and this podcast is called The Truth Is.
Right.
It started off with a focus on kind of talking about the things in corporate world, given, that's where I've been working majority of my career, talking about the things that most corporate people don't be talking about, but it's like there are people that are living these lives that want to hear the real stuff. Like they want to hear the behind the scenes. And that was really the idea and what we got started with here. And then I realized like, oh, this isn't just about work, it's about life. Like there are a lot of lessons that have parallels and can go across what you're doing in your career and also how you're showing up in the real world
In
out
real
there.
life, right. Because it's bigger than just a career.
Right.
Life is, you got to be happy. So you got to create a formula to be happy. And that's another thing too. Like like I said, I never had a job. So like the world you talking about, the corporate world, if you work in a business, that's kind of like your family. You see them more than you see your family a lot of the times. Like
True.
a lot of, cousins who you see on Christmas and stuff. I don't have a corporate world like it's just me, you know what I'm saying? So the entrepreneur thing versus the corporate world is two different worlds. And
1000%.
yeah, in a lot of different ways. But I think that is on both sides of it is always a blessing. It's all, like I say, by having those people around you, you develop relationships that's lifelong. Some of them people are going to be people you see more than family members and, kick it with more than family members. But being on the entrepreneur side, the freedom, like being in control of your hours. A corporate person, you kind of know what you're going to do 6 months from now. As an entrepreneur, you don't know what that is. So it's two different lifestyles, and both of them is like I say, got they good and they bad. Like when you're in corporate world, they going to tell you, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. You kind of know what you're going to do. In this world, you don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which is why we said bye-bye to the corporate world. I ain't here for it anymore.
Yeah, ain't with the corporate world?
No.
Yeah.
We consult, we advise, but a full-time role in corporate America just we tapped out
What
on
you
that.
think people starting to run away from that after COVID?
I think so. I think there's just so much more opportunity out there, and people are realizing that there's a lot of different ways to make money, to build a life. Back when I was working in these startups, I was working Monday to Sunday,
Right.
7 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'm like, what kind of life is this? Like,
That's my concern.
I'm trying to be happy. It's not good for my health. I don't see my family members. Like, what kind of life is this? No matter how big the paycheck was, like, that's great. But there are other ways to go about building a life for yourself. I do think in today's day and age, you got to diversify your skills. Not everybody could go and become a rapper, right? Like,
right.
Not everybody.
Even me, I got to diversify. I can't just depend on rap. Yeah. So
exactly. So like we all got to build our skill sets and diversify so that we can continue to find these other avenues for us to make a living so that we can actually live. You know, like I'm working to live, not living to work. You know what I mean?
See, that's one of the things that I disagree with the corporate world is the hours. Yeah, I think a lot of people spend a lot of their life, too much of their life working. Like it's not built to have balanced life, I don't think. By the time you get out of work, it's 9 to 5. You say it's the wintertime, it's dark by 6. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
It gets depressing as hell.
That's what I would be like, how do y'all do
get
that?
any time
like, you ain't got no sunshine.
Nah.
From a cubicle to
I'm
the
deficient.
darkness.
I'm like vitamin D, whatever, deficient.
That's one thing I did. I do look at corporate world like that. I don't see how I could do that. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of security in it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And like I say, you meet people probably that you have lifelong friendships with, so you get a community.
I do.
So that's cool about it. But yeah.
And to each their own, right? Working a corporate job, if that may be for you, like that could be your thing. That's how you put food on the table for your family.
A lot of people might enjoy it though. Like, you know, that might be their getaway from being at home alone. You know, they probably don't have family. That might be going to work, might be they going to school, like happy time. So yeah, like you say, it's to each his own, you know.
I love that you started talking about the entrepreneurship, which is where I wanted to take this conversation, because it's one thing that I've always admired about you is how you didn't just stop at music. You took that success and then you flipped it into business, ownership, and real legacy. So let's talk about that boss mindset for a second, okay?
Yeah.
How do you, for starters, define success for yourself? Is it a certain dollar figure in the bank account, a certain level of fame, being able to provide for your family, freedom? What is it to you?
Freedom. It's more freedom than anything. Like just being able to do whatever I want to do is pretty much what I define success as. Yeah, freedom, because you could be rich and have to go to work so much that you can't, you know, enjoy yourself. Like a ball player is getting all this money, but they got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? They can't
still reporting to somebody.
Still got to report to the gym, travel, do all that. You ain't able to just do whatever you want to do when you want to do it.
Good point.
Because I was doing this music early, I really respect the freedom. And because I see how a lot of people had to go to work and do the 9 to 5 thing, I really appreciate my freedom. And now, not just freedom of just being able to stay home, but to be able to travel, do it, just whatever I want to do. If I can do whatever I want to do, I'm successful, I believe.
I mean, I couldn't agree with that more. Like, I think that is the goal, is to be able to live life the way you want to live it.
Exactly.
And have, you know, nobody kind of
say, man, I want to go to Brazil. I want to go to Italy for 2 months and come back. Like that's the type of, that's what life
bye
about.
Bye, I'm out to Italy.
You know what I'm saying? That's what success is. I think a lot of people, like we brought up about the ball players, a lot of people think money is the happiness, and money is not the happiness. Like, money is a part of the happiness. To be able to afford to do what you want to do is the blessing. But at the end of the day, the freedom is more important to me. Because if you're going to work, overtime, 50 hours a week, and you got that nice car, but you can't even drive it because you got to go to work.
It got 0 miles.
So it's like, that's not really happiness. It's money, but it's not happiness. So that's why I say freedom, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about the Boss Life brand. What inspired it, and what does boss life really mean to you today in 2025?
Boss life is freedom. Yeah, it's just like it's a lifestyle, like the same thing I just described, being able to do what you want to do and control your days is very important. Boss life for me, I wake up every day, I go to the gym because I try to take care of myself because that's probably the most important thing. I like to say three H's is what I call it. Is health, make sure you work out, run in the park, hit the gym, headed in the right direction. You do something towards your goals, like you got your goals and vision board, cross something out, at least something. You want to do the most you can, but you want to do at least something to head in the right direction and happy, whether that's a meal, a date, whatever it may be, I just try to create a happy day every day. And that's like the three main ingredients.
Wow. Look at look at that. This guy is preaching. What are you, Gandhi or something? He's talking the three H's. Let me see if I got this right. Health.
Yep.
Headed in the right direction. Cross something off of your list.
Crossing something off the to-do list. Yeah.
And then happiness.
Happiness, something, whether that's a meal, a date, whatever it is. Because I think that being happy is you got to make yourself be happy, because there's going to be a lot of stuff happen during life that's going to try to drag you down, whether that's people, whatever it may be. Just life is tough. So to be happy, you got to direct it. You got to make sure you be happy. And if you give yourself the recipe every day, you do those three things, I believe it's going to be hard to not be happy, if you continue to stick to the code.
Yeah, you are responsible for the outcomes of your life.
Right.
You are responsible for your emotions. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for everything else. So the decisions that you make daily contribute to those outcomes.
Yeah.
And like you said, I know a lot of people who have all the money in the world and behind closed doors, they're not happy.
Not happy.
And like that makes me so sad. I'm like, what is this world that we're living in? We're just climbing to get money. And it's like at the end of the day, you're all messed up when you come home.
It's a lot of hate come with getting money, like success. Yeah. It's a lot of heartbreak come with success because the people you think will be there for you probably not going to be there, or at least all of them. And you're going to get to see a lot of people change. You're going to see people real feelings about you. When you ain't giving people everything they want, it's like where you can see the real side of people, so it's lonely at the top for real. Like, because if you get money and people around you not, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to want to be around. They're not going to be able to afford the meals unless you're paying for it or, whatever it is. So you got to know that. That's why I say money ain't necessarily happiness, because you lose a lot of people when you get you some money. Like you lose a lot of people. So you got to create the happiness. You got to make sure you have a good day. And you got to specifically set that up to where you do it. Go outside, get that sun on you. You know what I'm saying? Go to the park, smell the trees in the middle.
You over there smelling, you hugging the tree?
All that. You just got to smell the trees. You had that thinking time. All that, listen to your favorite songs, all that.
Wait, so that's a good point you bring up. How then do you differentiate, or how do you figure out like who's here in someone in your position? How do you figure out like who's here for me versus who's here for the life that I could provide by being around me, right? Like how do you suss out those people who are
time? Okay. I guess, that's the only thing that really you can see it. Who end up staying around over time. That's at least that's how I do it. I just see as we kick it.
Let them show themselves over time.
And it ain't even necessarily all bad. It's just life is just moments. You know what I'm saying? So over time, you're gonna have people who working with you one day, and then the next day they doing their own thing. You know, especially if you a person like me who preach entrepreneurship, like everybody I work with, I'm inspiring them as I'm working with them, so they all want to be bosses too. So it's like whenever we create something, they probably on doing their own thing, a lot of the time. So that's just what life is.
And I feel like you're the type of person who elevates your group, right?
Everybody,
you want everybody to win.
In a very toxic way, I would add, but I'm pushing everybody around me. I'm not letting nobody be regular around me. No,
that's good.
You got to be great. So, Yeah, some people can handle it. That's another thing. Like some people, I can boss them up, like by me just giving them that tough love, that speech. Hey, man, you need to quit playing. Why you ain't here? Why you ain't doing this? Some people can't handle that, and some people fall back and say, "Hey, man, you being too rough," But that's life, That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned as an entrepreneur and doing your own thing, having your own businesses, getting into other, investments? Like, what have you learned?
Probably one of the best things is thinking out for the top of my mind. I would say one of the main things to do when trying to be an entrepreneur is complete your ideas.
Yep.
And not just that, master the time. Like that's what I'm doing right now, actually. I have ideas I had, like let's say, for example, I like to give examples. I'm a rapper.
Right.
I don't, but and I was able to, through music, I feel, like a wizard, I would say. That's why I got the beard. Because, if you think about this, like no other rapper has been around this long doing independent music without the help of major labels and stuff like this. So a lot of my ideas have worked, and have gave me a lifestyle that I really, really, really enjoy. So with that confidence of seeing my ideas grow, now I think I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So now I come up with, hey man, I want to do a movie. So I had an idea. I just came up with an idea in my head.
Can I be featured in it?
It's already done. So
opportunity, y'all.
Right. So we ended up. I had the idea, and I had this idea. I would say probably 10 years ago, if not longer. And just now, like maybe this month or next month, I'll be able to actually put this movie out.
Wow.
But look how long that idea took.
Right.
10 years, probably, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, so right now I'm trying to master the time that it takes my idea to be complete. I want to shorten that time. That movie could have been done a long time ago, if I would have pushed harder in that, and that's what it is as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Your boss ain't on your back. Like, hey man, you got to do this. And then too, as an entrepreneur, especially if you've seen some success, my bills are already good. I'm a rapper on the rap side. I'm straight.
Right.
How do I find the inspiration to keep going and do more? It's hard to inspire yourself like a lot of the time. So that's one thing you have to continually do. Push yourself to create new ideas. And now I'm trying to make my ideas not take so long to come, to light or whatever. And when you can do that, like I say, when I put the movie out, that's something I never did before in life, but I was able to come up with the idea and got around the right person finally, and then it took a year probably after I got around the right person to actually do it. Right. So as an entrepreneur, you got to keep pushing, through different things. I didn't forgot the original question.
Yeah.
But I'll let there. I forgot the original question.
Well, I love that you say that because I was actually going to ask you, with so many lanes open to you, right? Yeah. Whether it's music or real estate, fashion, community work, I imagine it can be challenging to focus in. Like, which opportunities are you saying yes to? Which ones are you saying no to? So how do you make those business decisions?
Exactly. It's tough to make those decisions, especially when you're stepping into new areas you ain't, been in. But at the end of the day, my thing is I just try to complete the idea, put it out, see if I want to keep going in that direction of it, or just see if it's something that, was a loss, something that, I thought might be good, but it really wasn't. And there's going to be a lot of both, you're going to go through a lot of more losses than you're going to go through wins. So you got to kind of, prepare yourself for that. But the main thing is just getting the idea out because you don't know which one is going to be the one.
And do you follow just what your passion is? Do you follow like, oh, this seems like it's going to have a high yield on a return? Like, what are the things that you evaluate when you're exploring opportunities?
See, and that's a good question. And I do it based on passion. That way, if I take a loss, it don't hurt that bad. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It was just something I really want. Like, if I want to, like, say I want to do a car show or something. I love cars. So if I did a car show, whether it was successful or not, it was doing something that I love anyway. The reason why you want to do something you're passionate about is because if it's not making money, you'll still want to do it, because you still have passion. Like sometimes
I like that.
it don't work when you want it to work, and you need the passion to drive you to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everything I do, I kind of base it on hobbies, stuff I really love doing, stuff I probably do without getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing something you love, it ain't really work. Like I rap all day. It's not a big deal. I do it even if I wasn't getting paid.
Right.
Because I just love to do it. Same thing with, cars. A lot of the other stuff I like try to get into.
That's how I feel about this podcast, right? Like I just love doing this. I love the research that goes into it. I love the conversations I get to have with people. Like no matter what, if this is a business or not, I'm making money off of it or not, I'm going to keep doing it because it feeds my brain. It lights me up, right?
Also, just conversating, you educating yourself on a lot of different things. You hearing a lot of different perspectives. So it's all, even if it wasn't money being made, it's
positive.
It's still money. Information is money, so the things you learning is still, helping you. You might meet somebody, right? You might meet somebody, give you some game that give you money, and it wasn't the actual podcast that paid you, but the person you met on the podcast gave you the game to get the money. So that's how it can go, So that's why you want to do things you love to do, because you don't know how it's going to go. And that's the same thing with ideas. You want to get your ideas out your head and at least try them, because you don't know how it's going to go, And then at the end of the day, if this movie go out and they say it's the wackest movie in the world, I can still say I did a movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You still check that off your list.
My list of life, I did a movie. How many people can say they actually did a movie? So that's what you want to do it for. You want to live in that mindset. I just want to see my ideas come to light. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this is why I knew he was going to be such a good guest. Like he's dropping all this knowledge on us. This is so good. I hope y'all are scooping that stuff up. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, look, Slim, you've had major success across multiple lanes, but what impresses me most is how you've always stayed 10 toes down, right? Every time we link up, it's the same Slim. You're humble, you're present, you're solid. So I want to talk about that side of things for just a moment, because there's a lot of people that are hustling and grinding and they get so caught up in the life and in the that they, lose themselves.
Yeah, you can lose yourself. Like I say, you lose a lot of people just with success. So man, how you stay grounded, you got to be tapped in with God first, and then you got to just be who you are. If you're a good person, you're gonna be a good person, and I just stick to that. Like I take a lot of L's, I go through a lot of stuff, see a lot of people come and go and everything, but my thing is, how I look at life is this. I think people should do what's best for them, and I think in my life, whoever is in my life gonna be in my life, or whoever been in my life, we had moments, and that's how I look at life, as moments. So everybody in my life, we had a moment in my life, whether that was 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I don't never look at the negative. I always look at that moment as that was a moment, a time in my life, and I only add up the positive out of each moment or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never really have no problems with nobody, because I'm always thinking of the good moments we had, whether that was, hey man, we did a album together and it went, all the way up, or whatever, we was on the road, whatever it may be. I just look at the moments, and I can always find a good in them. And I think that's what life is, just a bunch of moments added up. So I'm always looking for the next one. I'm always open to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Trying to find out what's going to be next.
I love that, because I had an episode earlier this season that was called Mindset Matters. And I think that's the truest of all is how you look at things, right? It's like you could choose to see something glass half empty, or you could choose to see it glass half full, right? Like that is up to you. And so like how you choose to see the situation, I always say too, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? You can decide that like, oh, dang, I lost this friend because we had a falling out or whatever happened. But like you just said, you could also say, dang, I appreciate all of those great times that we had together.
Exactly.
They moved in a different path, and that's okay. Like, we're not always all meant to be together forever.
Facts.
You know?
Exactly. I don't think a lot of people are meant to be together forever, but at the end of the day, when you can look at that moment with, okay, that was our moment, that helps you, I think. I think that takes the anger out of the whatever situation it was. Like, it take the heaviness off of you, and you feel light about that moment. Like, okay, yeah, we had a, it was cool, and then you wish people well, and everything is all positive.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
An attitude of gratitude, I like to say.
And I think that having that mindset, it opens up your life. It makes you, with you having a positive mindset like that, it leads to you having positive things happen to you, in return for you keeping that positive mindset. That's how I feel like I continue to stay blessed, because I think like that. Like, I don't hate on nobody. I don't want to see nobody doing bad. I only want people to be happy, So and I feel like when you think, oh man, I don't want nobody to be happy, I think that makes you, live a bad life. Because how I'm gonna bless you if you're a hater? You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree that I think we block our own blessings, right? Because it's your intentions, your attitude, and how you show up in the world every day. I believe in karma. What you put out there is what you're going to get back to you. So if you're a good person, you show up with good intentions every day, you want nothing bad. Good. Like, somebody can come do me dirty, I'm still going to wish you well. I'm going to pray for you, because clearly you're going through something.
You really got the thing. And then in life too, when people do you bad, you just got to sit back and watch. You ain't got to give nobody they payback. You ain't got to give people revenge. You just got to let life do that. And when you see that, you be around long enough to see how people go through stuff for what they did, then you'll realize that you don't never got to pay nobody back.
Now, what is your relationship with fame now versus when you first came up? Because high key, I always forget that you are.
Exactly.
Like, we go run to the park and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot, until someone comes up mid jog and they're like,
100%. I'm glad you said that. See, that's exactly what it is. See, I'm a regular person. Like, I don't, as a youngster, I might have wanted fame, but as a grown up, fame is not, it's a 24-hour job being a rapper. You're a rapper everywhere you go. And I'm just so regular that, like, I don't crave the fame. I'd rather you just come talk to me like a regular person than, treat me like a celebrity. But at the same time, it's all love. I don't never get mad at it. We taking pictures, it's all love. And, I understand it and it's good, but I'm just so regular. Like you say, I just forget I'm famous. I work on cars. I go to the park. I just do so much regular stuff that I don't look at myself as a celebrity,
But then you're like, at Beyonce's car tour, and like you're hanging out.
That's kind of cool, though. It's kind of cool that I get to, do both sides of it. I get to see the celebrity side of it, but I also get to live the real life, because I always kept myself grounded and never really craved the fame like that. That's hence to me staying independent. Because if I really wanted fame, I would really try to get a label or something, do bigger, projects. But I think that the biggest blessing is when you can be entrepreneur and get money and be able to live both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Getting those and still, be able to come outside. Beyonce can't go nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I can't even imagine not being able to step outside without paparazzi.
That doesn't sound fun.
It doesn't sound like it's
she
like,
can't go to Target and go pick up no milk. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure she would never want to have to. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, that fame is like being in jail. To me, at least.
I always remember someone told me that the biggest goal is to be wealthy without fame. So that you could live the life you want to live, go travel the world, do whatever,
but also,
under the radar. Like,
That's somewhat true, but I see on the other side of that, like it's a lot of people who got money but not famous, and they don't get the
same treat. They don't
you
get
can't
that
get in the
life.
club walking straight in.
Sure.
You can't walk straight in here. Nobody know you. You got money, but nobody know you to get those perks of being famous. You know what I'm saying?
That's true too.
So a lot of people want fame for that, for the perks, to be able to walk in the club, not have to wait in line, stuff like that. So
that makes sense. Now, you sound like you got a lot going on at all times, right? Because you're an entrepreneur, you're a full-time rapper, you all these things. So how do you protect your peace? Are there any daily habits or mindsets that help keep you balanced because you got so much going on?
The 3 H's. The three H's. I gotta hit the gym. I gotta hit the park. Cause that's like my thinking, like running, I'm thinking. At the gym, I'm building confidence. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm seeing muscles grow. I'm learning how it takes consistency, daily steps, daily reps to get to your goals. That's why I try to, tell people to focus on having a good day and creating that, because that's the only thing you really can control. You know what I'm saying? So with keeping your peace, you just want to control your day. Like, if you try to think too far ahead, you might get scared and start having too much anxiety. You think in the past, you're going to get caught up in a whirlwind of thoughts that can, take you somewhere else. But all you can really control is today. You're right now. I want to have a good day. I want to have a good day. So if you can control your day, just like we know time passed so fast, a good day will lead to a good year. Real fast, if you can just stay to your 3 H's.
Yeah, you're building that foundation by doing that.
That's why
good day.
That's what I do. So that's how I control my peace, by just making sure I do the things I need to do. Whether that's go to Dairy Queen after all that, whatever it is.
I need my Oreo McFlurry. At the end of the night, I just ran 6 miles.
Put in the work. Here it is. It's the reward, man.
All right, I'm gonna say this right here, right now, so that we can hold Slim accountable. He has agreed to run the half marathon with my husband and I in January. So, that's 13.1 miles. We got to start working up to that. So you better get going.
I've been on 3 for the longest. I do 3 every day. I got that. If it's what they call a 3, a 4K.
I don't even know what that doesn't qualify.
I'm going to stop at the 3 and get out of that, get my little ribbon and cut to the right. I want 13 miles. I thought I said a half a marathon. That's a half?
Half is 13. The full marathon's 26 miles.
Whoa. How do people survive that? Like, it ain't in Texas. Oh yeah, man. Well, that's in the winter though, huh?
That's it's in January. It's in the winter. So usually it's like 40 degrees or something when you're running.
I've been doing my 3 though. I'm doing 50, 60 a month out for 3 a day.
So that's what I'm saying. You be running 1 loop. That's 3 miles. Now you got to start cranking it up to 2 loops.
You been outside?
No.
Yeah. They don't want to do that out here. It's 100 out here. I think 103 is like normal 6 or something, at least 9 maybe.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so you did mention, getting to the gym, doing your lap at the park, but outside of that, what does a good day look like for you, and what keeps you feeling fulfilled off stage, out of the spotlight, out of the rapper life day to day?
Yeah, man, just like I say, either creating, after I leave the gym, I come to the studio. Cars, like I'm a big car collector. I got like 20. So really, like, that's my day. All right. So
20 cars?
Yeah, for it. I'm trying to do a car for every decade. My favorite car from every decade.
Jeez.
By the way, I want to do 100 years. So
I believe you can do it.
I'm in the 40s right now.
I'm going to get there.
I'm in the 40s. I need a 30s and a 20s car, and then I have 100 years.
Yo, last time I checked in with him, he had 11 cars. And then today I said, how many cars you up to? I said, did you get rid of some? He said, no, I'm up to 20 now. I'm like, what you mean?
That's my life, though. It's like, I don't pop bottles and do a lot of making it rain. I don't do a lot of crazy stuff about money like most rappers. I just buy cars, and fix up cars. It's an idea. It's creating, having an idea, man, for this car and seeing it built from scratch, or seeing it completed. That's the thing is with me. How I feel is, as an independent artist, you don't get the accolades that major artists get or whatever a lot of the times. So you need to have something that shows that you are successful, that gives you the confidence to keep going.
Sure.
So that's one of the things that I use to give myself a award, kind of like when I walk in that garage, I can't be nothing but inspired seeing all my dream cars. You know what I'm saying? I can't be nothing but thankful, grateful, and I can't do nothing but believe that whatever I'm doing is working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you really need to work on more than anything, your confidence of believing in yourself.
Right.
Because people going to let you down. Your mama going to tell you that ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It's going to be people you love that's just really not supporting your dream, don't believe in your dream, can't see your dream, really love you and want you to do something that's safe, but not necessarily your dream. So with all that, you're gonna have to have your confidence. You're gonna have to be able to see your ideas through and say, man, I can do this. Or I do want to at least try this. So you need to, like, when I walk outside, nobody can't tell me nothing. I might be arrogant to the world or internet, but at the end of the day, man, I see what I built when I walk outside. I live the lifestyle that I dreamed of, and I did it independent, and I own all my stuff, so it's like a different level of confidence you get when you're able to do it, like that. So,
and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has a different route to building their confidence, right? I always say you build confidence by doing the thing, seeing it through, right? Or doing the thing that they say you can't do, right? Exactly. Like all of the haters, the naysayers, the people that are like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I use that and I'm like, oh, let me go show you.
Exactly.
Once I do it, I'm like, psh.
Exactly. And that's what you got to do. You have to prove people wrong enough. That way you become Superman and you think you can do anything.
Right.
That's when you really start being successful. Because think about how crazy we thought Elon was or whatever. How not us personally. I'm just saying like the things, the world when he was having these ideas or whatever. But he had to be that, crazy to be that successful. And most people who are successful are people who just dove into their idea and pushed it, was crazy about it.
They can drown out the noise and the distractions and all of the people's opinions and stuff. They're going to like, nope, I'm going to see this through. And guess what? If it fails, that's just a data point for me. Exactly. That just means I need to adjust. I need to do something differently. I'm going to try something else. That's it.
That's the thing about people. Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to don't try to come out on top all the time. That's my advice. Stop trying to be coming out on top of everything. Just look at life like I'm finna plant this seed and I'm finna grow it into a tree. You know how I take them. Trees last forever. You want to build something, that's going to be here forever. Right. You don't want to build nothing that's going to be here today and you're going to be tired of it tomorrow. You want something that's going to last forever. So you got to start thinking in the mindset of, man, let me build something that's going to last forever. That's going to take me time. That's going to take me just like muscles. It ain't fast. You got to go to the gym every day.
Right.
You can't get those muscles in one day. It take reps, days, weeks, and months of that to get that fat off, and when you learn that that's what life is and whatever you want to do in life is going to take that same process, that running your own pace at the park till you get to your mile. Whatever your time is ain't going to be my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You be schooling me at the park sometime.
Whatever your time is going to be, and we're going to have different times. We got a different pace. You got to get out the race because that's what's wrong with the world. Everybody play a lot of video games and on the freeway racing strangers for no reason and no rewards. Get out of those worthless races and just do your own pace and focus on your thing and just only focus on completing your idea, not what somebody doing down the street. Just focus on, man, I got this idea. Let me finish this idea. Put it out. When you put it out, you see why it didn't work or what's not working. Then you get the bill.
Right.
Taking a loss is good because you get to actually learn what you need to be doing and what you're doing wrong and what you need to be doing right. The quicker you can figure that out, the quicker you'll see some success.
I love that.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. This is some good stuff, y'all. I'm so happy right now. Now, we're about to wrap this up, but before we do, I have a few last questions for you because you've already built so much, but I know you're still thinking about the long game, right? You want to
Right.
plant that tree that's going to be there forever.
Right.
So let's talk really quickly about the mark that you're leaving, that you want to leave, the lessons that you've learned. Maybe we can share some last minute knowledge with these listeners here before we call it a wrap.
Yeah.
So you have always shown so much love to your city, H-Town, hold it down, and your people by giving back and investing in your community. Why is that a core part of your journey?
Man, it's just being grateful. Really, just I come from here, and like I said, I'm independent. So the people who in the city is the people who actually made me, who supported me. So I feel like that's a part of even being successful is giving back and not forgetting the community and doing your part to make it a cycle. Whether that's information, sharing your information of how you got to where you at, whether that's going to the community actually and just doing some giving back things. I think it's all a connection of, you being successful and being blessed.
I like that. And then if you could go back and give young Slim one piece of advice, what would that be?
Man, one piece of advice. Man, how young? How young?
As young as you want.
Man, it's just really just to believe in myself, more than anything, like this was a scary journey, that I'm on. Like I didn't even think rappers could be rapping at 40, so I thought that the music would come and go, and it would be something that would, by 40 I would have been in, by 30 I would be done with. But to be able to still do it, I wish I could have told myself to just, believe in myself and just, continue to stay focused and keep growing in this, doing something you love.
I think that's one that we could all use, our younger selves is there's a lot of self-doubt.
Right.
We lack that confidence because probably we haven't done the thing yet, right? We haven't had that success. So I think anyone out there, again, your young ones that you're raising, really instill in them to believe in themselves and to do the things and let them fail. Let them go try that thing and let them fail and show them that that's okay. This is going to help you in the long run. Teach them those lessons young.
Teach them not to be afraid to lose and understand that that's how you win. You have to lose a lot of times to win. So the quicker you can get them losses out, the quicker you'll get to your W.
Right. And then what do you want your legacy to be? Like when people talk about Slim Thug 20 years from now, what do you hope that they say?
Just, like the lifestyle I showed people I can do it independent and the integrity of owning yourself and owning your music or whatever it is, being a boss and being able to actually decorate your life exactly how you want to live it. Like, that's the most important thing I think I want to leave behind is I was a person who believed in, what I was doing to the point where I can live my life exactly how I want to live it. And I want to inspire people to live a free life, chase their goals, chase their dreams to where you can wake up and do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the goal is.
Yeah. And I think too, what they will remember about you, maybe this isn't what you want, or maybe it is, but is that they're going to remember you as someone who always kept it real, someone who didn't ride the wave, who didn't just try
100%.
to do something because that was hot at the moment. You stay true to who you are. You put on for your city. You put on for your people. You stay true to who you are.
That's really, that's it. That's it. You got it right there. And that's all around, and that's outside of just music. That's just as a real person. Like the people who know me in life hope to leave that on everybody. He was a real one. He ain't, do no fake stuff. So that's cool.
And then what's something people get wrong about success or about you?
Man, I'm like, I think I'm a comedian, so I say a lot of crazy stuff, but I just like to troll. Like, a lot of the times I just be trolling, but if you don't know me, you don't know that. So a lot of people think they know me, but they don't know me because, they see crazy stories about me, when I'm just really trolling a lot of the times. But yeah, I think that's one of the most things people get wrong about me.
I think that too, in general, the world that we live in today, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on all of these social platforms that just give you like a 10-second highlight reel
Yeah.
of someone's life, right? And I think people look at all of this, they digest all of this on social, and then they're like, think that's
bigger than that is
yeah.
it's not just people just posting you. It's people who actually chopping and editing up the things you say to make it sound like you said something crazy so they can get the clickbait. And that's like one of the biggest problems right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I fall victim to every single day. Cause people like I love to take certain things I say and chop it up and make it sound crazy. So that's what a lot
Cut
of the
that
times.
out.
I mean, that's just what they do for click. It ain't even about them. It's about the person. This is what you have to be responsible enough to do. You have to, before you listen to some clickbait, if you see it's some clickbait, if you want to say anything about it or take it to heart, you should at least take the time as a
Fact
human
check?
being to fact check something, at least take the time to look at the full, clip or something before you
Right.
judge people off of clickbait. That's what's the number one thing going on right now.
But then I think like you as a person have to be strong enough. Anyone in your position, celebrities, people,
Yeah.
famous people, people in the limelight, like you also have to be strong enough to deal with all the BS that goes on out there, like mentally, right?
The toxic part, like it's like I'm so toxic. Like if I don't care about you, I don't care what you say about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of like gotta create your own world. Part of you asked me about protecting peace.
Yeah.
That's another part of it. Like if a lot of people care about what somebody who live with their mama who ain't did nothing in life said about them, somebody who just just a troll, really ain't never did nothing in life to even be able to speak on you. So if you ain't never did nothing where I really appreciate you or nothing like that, your opinion won't matter to me. So that's how you got to kind of be in this cruel world. You got to kind of be toxic like that. So
I mean, I say that all the time though. Like, why do we give so much power to these people that are insignificant?
click on their page. Just look at who's talking. Just look at them. Just click. All you gotta do is simply like if I just like it be people who never did nothing in life talking about me. I be like, bro, you ain't never did nothing. What you mean? So it's like when you realize that and understand who talking, it shouldn't hold no weight on you. You should be able to say, hey man, let them do whatever they want to do.
And the last final question I have for you, for anyone listening who's trying to level up without losing themselves, whether it's in music, business, or just life in general, what advice would you give them?
My advice to somebody who is trying to come up without losing themselves: stay authentic. You know what I'm saying? Because people gonna know if you fake or not. If you was a rapper and you on here talking about you got all this and you pulling up in the bus, you out of there. It's over. Show's over. You see what I'm saying? So rapping about where you at right now will be more people could connect to that. That's why I say the authentic side is always gonna be better. Stay real. Don't do anything for money. Like money is not the whole world. Don't mess over people for money. Stay on the good side of the world. Like stay on the good side. Don't be the bad person. Be somebody who do good business, not just business, but be morally good. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with God. You're gonna have to and be patient. Seed to the tree. I believe whatever you want to do in life, if you really want to be successful, I believe it takes 10,000 hours. So you should think like that. Like, man, I'm ready to put in my 10,000 hours this day one. And you can probably speed that process up if you got God with you. You might get lucky and get a blessing out the blue, but it takes 10,000 hours to build anything. You got to grow your clientele. You got to continue to do it to get better, to be an expert in whatever you do. And it takes knowledge and all this takes time. You know what I'm saying? So don't be in a rush if you're trying to come up, just think, I got to do my 10,000 hours. I'm ready to put in that work. And I believe if you go with that mindset and you think, just like you go to the gym, I got to come in here and lift these weights every day if I want to see this muscle, lose this fat. Just like you go to the park, I got to take one step at a time at my own pace, to get to where I want to go. If you create a life like that, eventually you're going to get to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. It's just about being consistent.
Wow. That's some good stuff right there, y'all. I mean, mic drop. I think that's a wrap. I think we crushed it today. So this was such a gift. I really appreciate you for your authenticity, the wisdom you shared with our listeners today, and for being a true example of what it looks like to build success your own way.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I'm proud of you in the podcast. I'm glad you got me on here, and I'm the first person in person. Woo! Hey, turn up. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You, Slim, have left your mark on music, on your city, and on a whole generation of artists and entrepreneurs. You've built a life that's bossed up but balanced with hustle and heart, vision and values. And that's exactly what we're trying to capture here on this podcast. Because the truth is, real success isn't about fame or fortune. It's about staying true to who you are while building the life you want.
Right.
And that's a wrap on our first in-person episode, y'all. I couldn't have asked for a better guest to kick it off with. And I don't know about you, but I'm walking away inspired. Slim didn't just talk about the grind, he lived it. He didn't just chase the bag, he built a legacy. And he didn't just follow trends, he created his own lane. And more than anything, he's a reminder that real success isn't about the spotlight. It's about staying solid when no one's watching. And whether you're building a business, chasing your dream, or just trying to stay grounded in the chaos that is the world we live in today, I hope you caught some gems today.
I hope so too.
I love these little ooh. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it, text it to your crew, post it, tag us, and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss new episodes every other week. We have some incredible episodes lined up that you don't want to miss. Plus, don't forget to leave a rating and a review. It genuinely helps push this podcast out to a wider audience. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. So you can always connect with me directly on LinkedIn, Natasha Bukhari, PHR. You can follow me and DM me on TikTok, which is TTI with Tosh, or shoot me a note at ttiwithtosh@gmail.com. Your feedback is what helps shape the content of these episodes. And of course, also, go show Slim some love here. Follow him on Instagram to keep up with everything he's building and sharing. Plus, stream his music now wherever you listen, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Whether you've been rocking with him since already platinum, or you're just now discovering his catalog, and if that's the case, you're welcome. Support the real ones, doing it big, doing it right, and doing it with heart. Until next time, stay awesome, stay authentic, and above all, stay true to yourself. This is your girl Tosh, signing off.
Hey.